Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamisha, your occupational therapy coach. Here on my channel, I help OTA students become CODAs. Okay, so I feel like this is my rant video, but I'm not gonna actually rant at you guys. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because we need to stop complaining. Okay, and when I say stop complaining, it's like I hear people, or I should say students, really say, I don't understand why I keep failing. That's one. I'm doing everything and I'm still failing. That's two. This exam is rigged. That's three. And it's just like, I think to myself, like, would you want the exam to be easy? Because I think about the people that I'm working with and the people I'm serving. You're working with somebody's mother, you're working with somebody's father, somebody's uncle, somebody's aunt, somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's child. You should want that person that's working with your loved one to know their stuff, right? I get it. I get it. And I totally understand. You're probably feeling like, I put all this time into school. I put all this money into school to graduate. And now I can't pass this stupid exam and I'm frustrated and I'm mad and it's taking up a lot of resource because every time I retake the exam, I'm failing, right? So I really understand the frustration, but you have to take some, and what is the word I'm looking for? Responsibility for what's happening, right? Um, and then the other thing that I hate too is some people would take like my course, they would take Pass the OT, they would go to OT help desk, and it was just like, let's say they don't pass the first time, they find a way to blame all the other resources but themselves. Oh, this thing didn't help me. Oh, I didn't pass because of this. And it's like, how was your home environment? Were you completely distracted the whole time trying to study? Were you working a whole bunch of hours and then you would get home late night and try to open your book for an hour thinking that would suffice? Um, what was your sleep quality? Were you trying to study and you kept falling asleep? What was your organization like? Were you actually organizing your information as you study, or were you kind of all over the place? One day you're in pediatrics, the next day you're in mental health. Were you even structured? Did you have a structure? Were you organized? Like, all of these things come up when I'm having conversation with someone that is upset that they're retaking this exam. And then the other thing that you notice is people get very ashamed, right? And that shame turns into nervousness and it breeds anxiety. So when they're actually going to retake their exam, they're already going in with a failure mindset. But then they're coming out and saying, I don't understand why I didn't pass. So you have to take some responsibility, right, guys? You have to take some responsibility. I'm a resource. Just like OT Myra is a resource, just like Pastor OT is a resource, just like Study MBCOT Study Pack, it's all a resource. It's not, we're not going to give you a passing grade. And honestly, if you guys see anything that says pass guarantee, I would run. I would absolutely run. I don't give you a pass to guarantee with my study guide. How can I? Right? How can I? Because if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, even though you claim you're doing it, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're not going to pass. And I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't want you to pass. Like, if you're not putting in the time and the work and energy and actually following the structure and plan set for you, if it's a tutor you're working with, if it's my course, if it's passing OT, then frankly, I don't want you working with this guy. Okay, you see this picture right here? This guy right here, this is my dad. This is my dad. And my dad was, he went into rehab at my job for bilateral knee replacement. And guess who? Guess who was treating him? Me. So it was very awkward in the beginning because I'm like, should I call him like dad or should I call him by his last name? So it felt very weird, but I still had to put my professional hat on, and I put him to work, and he was like, oh my goodness, Tamisha. But, at the end of the day, I did say, guys, I prefer somebody else treat my dad. But I did have days where I just had to treat my dad, where there's just the schedule was set up where I had to be the coder working with him. Right? So if I didn't have the proper knowledge, if I didn't know how to work with him, I'm putting him at risk. I'm putting him at risk for a fall. I'm putting him at risk for injury. So get into your mind that yes, the exam is going to be challenging, but it's challenging for a reason, right? You don't want to have a doctor treating your mother, getting ready to go into surgery, and they're not qualified. The exam is to produce people that are qualified. Now, it's not to say that if you fail 3, 4, even 5 times that you're not going to be a really good clinician. You can be. Like, I may have passed the first time, but I know other clinicians that have failed, 3, maybe even 4 times, and they go off to be great, right? So stop telling yourself I'm a bad test taker. Stop saying that the test is rigged. Yes, it's challenging, but it should be. Anything, any field, let me say it like this, any field where you're working with people that are suffering from disease, injury, illness, right? And their life is literally in your hands. Depending on what you do with them, you can either get them well or you can get them worse. You want to come correct, because at the end of the day, legal things can happen and you can get sued. Your facility can get sued because of what you did, and then you're up out of a job, and now that's a snare on your job report, right? So I say this with so much love. And it's not that I'm trying to be a jerk to those that keep failing, but you have to take a step back and really analyze your situation and really ask yourself, are you truly putting in that 100% you're claiming? Are you truly in the mindset of, I'm going to pass this exam no matter what? Or you're already having this negative mindset that is really clouding you from really retaining the information? And if you're like, yes, Tamisha, I get it, I really want to do better, then definitely you can go ahead and check out my course, studywithacoder.com. But just keep this in mind whenever you're sitting down and you're getting ready to study, that this is something you can do. Okay, your clinical fieldwork supervisors probably would not have passed you if they didn't feel like you could do this. And honestly, some people just shouldn't be clinicians. And to be frank with you, like if you are failing and it's your 8th time, I don't know, I might start wondering about you. And I'm just being honest. I'm being honest because I get it if you're failing 3, 4, even 5 times. But when you start crossing 6, 7, 8, I had one person hit me up and I think they had failed 11 times. I was like, no, maybe this is just not for you. And that's just me being 100. I don't know if anybody's going to keep it real with you guys like that, but that's the honest truth. I would be scared to know that the doctor I'm about to work with failed his board exam 11 times, 7 times, 8 times. I'm sorry, I would be a little nervous. Okay? So, sorry guys, I know I usually don't make videos like this. I'm usually like, let's go team. But I felt like this needed to be heard. So, please still like and share this video. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.